Hello, good morning. Virgil Ryan with Turf Shield again, and another segment of how to install Invisi-Shield. In the last segment, I showed you how to install one on a big, wide, horizontal one. This one is more typical to what you would normally see on most houses, so let's get going. First, once again, we're going to clean our window really well. Spray it down. I kind of use like a normal garden sprayer, kind of helps. You can use a hand pump sprayer, that's also okay too. Want to scrape it down, you can either use a big razor blade, such as what I'm using right now. If you've got newer windows, not a lot of stuff on them, or you actually have somebody that's come out and done regular cleaning, you can probably just use a white scrub pad. The white ones will not scratch your glass, okay? But don't use the green or the red; those will scratch your glass. But yeah, use a good white scrub pad, or the blue ones. The blue ones are good too. You know, something like this. The blue scrub pads work really good for getting a lot of stuff off and getting the surface prepped and ready to go. So we gotta scrape down, get it wet. Let's take off all the stuff that we scraped loose. Wipe it down, get all the corners first. This is, by the way, the best way to clean the window. People are always asking me, how do we clean our window? Here you go. So scrape it all down, scrub it up, use a nice squeegee, gather the water to the edges. Now, one good thing to do is flush out the bottom. A lot of stuff sits in that bottom. So when you have a sprayer, you can do that. You can flush out a bunch of stuff. Well, it's a good idea. We sell the film in 5-foot increments. So it's always a good idea to lay the film out somewhere safe, somewhere without wind to blow it around, and cut it in a rough size of the window. You know, a couple inches over the side so you got something to hold on to. Okay, so this one's been cut down. This window's a 24 by 52. So I've cut this, you know, and the Invisi-Shield comes in a 60-inch length, so I've actually cut a 60 by 26-inch pull. So make it easy to control. Otherwise, if you crease it, bend it, the piece is going to be no more, you know, it's not usable anymore. Or else you'll see those creases and bends in it, which is really unsightly. Open it up just a little bit. Spray a little water in there so you can kind of open up that adhesive. The adhesive on this film is sticky, kind of like Scotch tape. The water helps get rid of that sticky nature. Open it up a little bit. What I've done is I've rolled the liner to the outside. Now, unlike clear screen, this is a wet installation, so wet the whole window with soapy water. Don't miss a spot or else it'll stick right there. Now, this film is clear. You can line up, if you have a good edge, you can line up a factory edge. Factory edge is an edge that's already been cut with a top and a side. So that way you're only cutting one side. So what I did there, I rolled it up with a liner on the inside. When I unroll it, the liner automatically comes to the outside and you can just get rid of it. Alright? So one big thing when you tack this thing down, you want to wet it down. Otherwise, without a slip agent for your squeegee to move on, you're going to have a really bad time. So this edge doesn't look great, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to bump it over just a bit so I can cut it. Make a nice, consistent edge here. Very nice, good, clean, consistent install. So line it up. You don't really want the top bumping. You want it down just maybe a 16th to an 1/8 of an inch off the top. Lock your tops out so water's not coming down, bringing the stuff down. Pull all the water out of it, which is the idea of a squeegee. Now you want to get a heavy squeegee, something that can push the water out pretty strong. So once that's set, it's not going to move around on you. Now you can trim your edges. So do a relief cut in the corner. I'll show you that again. Pull it tight. So diagonal. That way, see how it fold in. Now, like wrapping Christmas presents, take the edge, take the stress off of it. It's a good idea. Once you can use a trim guide, that'll keep the cuts consistent. You don't want to crease the film again. You just want to move it where you want and get rid of the excess. Okay? Just like that. squeeze We're going to wet it down one more time for one more good squeegee. Push the rest of it out. As you see, I'm giving a lot of pressure. I'm going to push out as much moisture as possible to get that film to cure and dry to the glass as consistently and cleanly as possible. Especially outside, you get a wind that kicks up, and if it's not set, the wind could literally blow the film right off. So squeegee it good and solid so it's married to the glass. Okay. Take the excess off the center. Oop. Don't drop your squeegee. Okay. Now we're going to mop up the edges, the moisture on the edges. We're going to carefully come across and pull the moisture off. Do not push too hard unless you can pull the film right off the glass. Really, you're just taking the moisture off so it doesn't work up under the edge and lift the film. Okay? Once you're done mopping up the edges here, taking the moisture off. Everything's looking pretty good. You're happy. You don't have to rip it off and start over, which is very frustrating and not free. Now we take something rigid, hard, kind of like a trim tool maybe, but then wrap a paper towel around the edge of it so you're not scratching the film, but mainly the paper towel is soaking up even more excess moisture. You want to get it nice and dry. Nice and dry so it'll get down in glass and be good to go. Just about done. As you see, it's really not that difficult to do. It looks great, it's on, and it's going to protect the turf from those harmful solar rays that are going to come down and burn. I hope this helped. Good luck on your install. Have a nice day.